this morning, but I didn't wake till the afternoon because I slept in late with a great mental state and a date with destiny. I rolled down the block without a cop or even stressing me, let alone arresting me or giving me a ticket. It's coming in the summer and the weather's fucking wicked. So I figured I'd be hitting the beach, look at skinny dippers' titties and get something to eat. After half a pound of chips and I found a burger, was sitting on my ass like a council worker, reminiscing about being pissed off about a house burning down to the ground and being out on my ass. Before my change of fortune, now I score tunes, don't get up before noon. Said your mama's on the head of my knob, and it's better than heading to my dead-end job, because the boss was a cockhead when I was a clerk. So I clocked him and now I don't work. It's a beautiful day and I can use a cliche, cause I am the greatest.
Like Cassius Clay.
The world at my feet and my toe jam's nasty.
Big Jam!
Just ask me. I couldn't give a shit about your corporate hierarchy.
Big Jam!
Just ask me.
All right, that's Fig Jam by Butterfingers. But the main reason why we played that song, sad to say, but our good friend Ben Millet, sad to say, he left us. And here's a beer. Everyone grab a beer if you're sitting at home. Pause it now. Go and grab a beer out of the fridge.
Get a cold one.
Get a cold one, and let's crack one together. This one goes out to Ben.
Ching ching, boys.
And that song goes out to Ben. You're not going to have to drink the whole thing.
I was about to. I got started. Yeah, unfortunately, got a bit of news late last night. So yesterday morning.
So this is a Sunday we're doing this?
It is, yeah, sorry. So Saturday morning, our very first leg up for a legend.
Yep.
He departed this earth for better pastures.
Yeah, so he's big shout out to Nelly and the family. Yeah, they got a lot on their plate at the moment. So if they hear this, we're thinking of you. And hopefully, yeah, things go a bit well for you in the next week or two. Well, you got to sort all the stuff out. So, yeah, so Vale, Ben Millet.
Indeed.
And, yeah.
Rest in love, my man, rest in love.
Yeah, champion.
Yeah, I don't think it was, we kind of didn't count on this, did we?
No.
When we came up with our leg up for a legend idea.
No, it's sort of, but when we accepted it, we sort of, you had to mentally sort of accept that this was going to be a part of it as well.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so, yeah, and I'm glad we did it.
Yeah, 100%.
We had the best day at the reef with them.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
and,
yeah, those memories are going to stick around for a while. And
probably now more so motivated to do it again. Because it makes you realise you don't have a lot of time, mate.
No.
And it can be up at any stage for any reason. I'll say it right now, fuck cancer.
Yeah, fuck cancer.
I don't know where this shit is coming from. It's just getting out of hand now.
Yep. And in the words of Ben, go and get yourself checked.
Yeah, absolutely.
More often, I know this day and age, especially in our town, it's very hard to get into a doctor.
Yeah, it is, mate. It is, unfortunately.
And don't be lazy. Ring up and book one now and just go in 2 months when you get
your appointment. Just wait for your time and check it out, because it's worth doing. I mean, my missus went through the same thing, and we went back and forward to GPs for probably the best part of almost 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, so even though you go to a GP, you might need to repeat. If you think there's something wrong, get it checked out. And even if you don't think there's anything wrong, go and get it checked out anyway. It's like I said, it's one doctor's appointment out of your time. It may be a scope or a camera up your bum or something like that.
Yeah, but I got it done a couple of years ago, and all they do is give you a bag and a little scoop.
Yep.
And you just got to poo into the bag and scoop it and then send your specimen away. So they just check for polyps and that. And so it's not a hard thing to do.
No.
And, yeah, for the sake of what's just happened, it's, yeah, if he's going to leave a legacy, please go and do that.
Yeah. And if you're under the age of 42 or under the age of 50, it doesn't really matter.
Oh, if you're over the age of 25, I'd say.
Yeah, go and get it checked out, because they reckon that the bowel cancer is the most common cancer under the age of 40 now. It's on the increase.
I just think it comes down to diet.
Yeah, I think so too.
We've been fed over the years now with
Yep.
less stuff coming from your garden and your back paddock, and it's more coming from processed foods. So
yeah, it really is, eh? It's the only correlation, isn't it?
Oh, and yeah,
what we eat.
See it.
You look at the stuff that we get fed. Like you said, that we get fed. A lot of the time, we don't have a choice in it, because the supermarkets are the supermarkets and that sort of thing.
And fast food is fairly abundant.
Oh, too abundant.
Yeah.
You know,
and even Ben admitted he did a lot of just eating out of bloody.
well, he's
what do you call
driving
it?
trucks for
Driving
years, wasn't
trucks.
he?
So
you're
what do
always hitting-
truckies do?
Yeah, that's right. You're always hitting a servo, a roadhouse, that
Yeah.
sort of thing, or the easiest kind of takeaway. It's not forefront of your mind as a truckie or a skipper on a vessel or anything like to pre-cook your meals and eat healthily and that sort of stuff.
Oh, I go to the service station every morning just to get a energy drink. Not Red Bull, because fuck them.
Good man. Good
Haven't
man.
had Red Bull for 8 months now. But the lineup of young, overweight fellas pulling out of that tucker box, out of the what's it called, the hot box?
Bain Marie or no, hot box. Yeah, hot box. Yeah. Yep,
They're
yep.
just grabbing bulk stuff out of those hot boxes around 9, 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
That hot box is full at 8 and it's empty at 9. So, yeah. So if you can just have a look at what you're eating, and I'm not out here because I eat shit too. So
Oh, look, we
we're
all
not giving
do, but
advice.
but if you eat well for 3 meals a day, that's 21 meals a week. If you're eating well for at least 18 or 19 of them, you can afford to have a bit of a splurge on those last couple, can't you? You can have don't call it a cheat day. You can have your cheat meal whenever you want.
Yeah.
Just don't make your cheat meal every day.
Yeah.
That's all.
Don't
And-
make a cheap meal 1 out of 3 of the day.
Yeah, and just because you're young, don't wait till you're our age to try and sort your shit out. Because I tell you what,
Because that's what we do.
it gets harder, man. And I've always kind of looked after myself and done a bit of exercise and all that sort of stuff. But over the last couple of years, I really haven't. And we've probably eaten too much rubbish. And I know this week, the last 2 weeks, I've given the sugar away. That Coke's probably the first bit of sugar I've had in the last fortnight.
Yeah.
And I feel a lot better for it already. Feel a lot better for it. Oh, no, the couple of snakes I had on the boat yesterday.
They're the best, aren't they?
Oh, mate, and
Reef-
when you're
reef
out on
snakes.
the water, you get out of the water and you've got snorkel mouth. That's a real thing, folks. Snorkel mouth, that's a real thing. When you've had a snorkel in your mouth for 6 hours, snorkel mouth's a real thing. The only thing that fixes it, red frogs or a snake. Telling you right now.
All together, we all just want to give out a big shout out to the Millet family, and especially Nelly. We're thinking of you right now. All the family. He spoke highly of his grandson. He loved his grandson. So, going to be sadly missed. And if we can, leave anything. If he leaves a legacy, it's go and get yourself checked. So that's all we've got to say about that. We don't want to harp on too much about it because it's pretty upsetting.
It is.
Let's keep rolling.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So we're going to get on to the podcast Royale. We've got there's still tickets available.
A few, not many, I don't think. Hey,
They're in a certain area. I heard a couple of podcasts they searched the other day and they said there's a couple of seats together and stuff. So if you got just get on and have a look on Alpha Events on Ticket Tech.
26th of April, Anzac Weekend, Gold Coast Entertainment and Exhibition Centre.
Yeah, so hopefully it's still there if that fucking cyclone doesn't hit it.
Yeah, I was actually talking to some family that's down in Elliot Heads at the moment, and the only thing that is stopping them from copping a full tilt pumping at the moment is Fraser.
Yeah.
Now, Fraser, apparently they're evacuating parts of Fraser
Oh, they'd have to
at the moment.
because I reckon the Gold Coast. It looks like it's on windy. If you check it, this is Sunday. If you check it, it's like the Gold Coast.
I know. And we bang on about the climate change. Some people believe, some people don't. Bro, there's cyclones hitting the Gold Coast. Like, what more do you need to know? There's crocodiles at Inskip Point, there's Barra in the Tweed River, and there's cyclones hitting the fucking border. Like, no, it's bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Look at the skeptic here.
The polar caps are just getting bigger.
We might have to put a bloody tinfoil hat on this fella here. I don't believe in your shit.
I couldn't get over that. And there's another two backed up behind it, ready to go as well.
Ready to go. Got locked in the barrel.
I actually saw some footage of Yeppoon. Should have seen the swells just pumping into the foreshore of Yeppoon.
Yeah.
Of all there's nothing worse than having some pumping into your Yeppoon.
Your poonani.
But you just wouldn't. You'd never see that sort of stuff. And we tried to take advantage of the swell yesterday. Didn't we? Well, you guys did. I sure as shit wasn't going to take advantage
We're going to go straight into that, are we?
Yeah, come on. We may as well. So We took the opportunity, obviously, living in far north Queensland, there's not much in the way of surf up this way, particularly on the coast, because the Great Barrier Reef
lives up to its name.
That's exactly right. It is a great barrier. But what happens is on certain occasions, particularly when you get these big blows pushing down the coast, we get left with this kind of residual big swell just hitting the outside edge of the reef. So we'll post a bit of footage up on the Insta. And, look, for those big wave surfers that live down the coast and all that sort of stuff, you guys.
It was right up your alley.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But for you fellas and your North Queensland surfers, probably a little bit too heavy.
Probably.
Wasn't it?
It was at least, I asked a fella that went with us, Tony, and he used to surf on the Gold Coast. He said they were at least 8 foot.
Yeah. And heavy.
Heavy 8 foot.
Like a big open ocean swell smacking onto the edge of the reef. And it was just sucking, there was probably 2 meters of water over the reef in between. But then as soon as a wave came in, it was going back to what, half a meter?
Oh, no. There was a couple of spots where, we'll get into it. Tony caught this wave and it bloody... What happens is where the boat was sitting was 35 meters deep.
Yeah.
And we swam...
50 meters.
50 meters to get to the spot.
Yep.
Swam across, and then it's just 2 meters deep. It's just a ledge, a straight edge.
Yep.
So these big swells were just coming in, and then they just all of a sudden just jack up, stand up another 2-3 feet higher than they were.
Suck all the water off the top of the reef.
Suck the water off the reef, and then it's just pretty much nearly 100 mil nearly exposed. Because that's all you had, 100 mil of water.
It's a fucking cheese grater.
Yeah. So we're like, you get right to the edge, you're just about to drop in, and then you see it all just disappear, and you're like, holy fuck! You're just like, nut, turn out. Anyway, Tony caught one, and he didn't quite make the drop, and he just got sucked across the reef. Anyway, we sat there for a while just to see in the seconds of the swell how much was between each swell, and the swells are close, and pretty much many of them.
Yeah.
So
it just didn't let up.
Yeah, and like usually if you know a bit about surf, and you have like 5 to 7 waves set, and they'll disappear, and then sometimes you get a 1 or 2 minute period where there's nothing.
A bit of a lull.
And then you can get out. There's still waves, but they're not as a set wave. Anyway, these were just coming in at the same size, constant.
One after another.
And then he couldn't get back out. So he was getting washed across the reef. And I'm yelling out to Jai, get on the roof. Tell him to swim to the fucking channel.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then Jai pulls the anchor up and he heads down and he's following him down, and I'm like, can you see him?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, no.
Yeah, I pretty much had eyes on him the whole time. And he was paddling. And obviously you've talked about being paddle fit, and you're living up here, you're probably not paddle fit.
You don't get paddle fit.
No, that's exactly right. And the seconds between the swells was just nothing. And he just couldn't win. He was just going sideways. He was staying in exactly the same distance off the reef edge. And a couple of times I screamed out to him to just go with it and go across the other side of the reef, and I'll pick him up on the other side.
Yeah.
To his credit, he just kept paddling and kept paddling and kept paddling. And we were sitting on the Minn Kota in the boat, and that made me nervous as it is. And I just ripped that out of the ground. I thought, no, I want the engine running, and I want to be able to move. And I was getting as close to the reef as I was feeling comfortable in your boat, because it's not my boat.
Yeah.
And it was shit. It was shit. And I'm just looking at his face, and he just had this look of defeat. And he got almost there, and I started yelling encouragement. Paddle, mate, come on, paddle. Come on, paddle, just fucking paddle. And he got to the back of the boat, and he was done. Yeah. He got out of the water. He's like, no, that's it, I'm fucking done. Yeah. I'm not going back in there. I don't blame you.
I looked across, and he stopped me from catching any more waves.
Yeah. And I was sitting there looking at you guys, looking at these swells, and I'm just thinking, oh, please don't.
I don't want to do this again.
No, I don't like this. I wasn't even trying to surf, and my anxiety was through the roof. This is some bullshit.
Because we had Az and Jack, Az from the 2 Gallagher boys. You might know Az from the Back to Basics crew. And he's sitting beside me going, you going to go, Tones? And I'm like, no, I can't.
I don't think I am.
And he goes, oh, I'm going. I'm like, well, you must know how to swim.
Yeah. Did he go? He didn't go,
he didn't
though,
end
did
up
he?
going.
No, I didn't think so.
Yeah, but looking back, I'm glad we didn't.
That's as big as, that's almost as, I actually think that's as big a swell as I've ever seen hit the outside of the reef.
Yeah.
I
It
don't think
was-
I've ever seen bigger.
Well, I got a 9.5 meter boat, and we were driving. When we go over, we're driving up the swell, and then you'd go over it, and then you'd go down it.
Well, we were disappearing inside the troughs.
Yeah,
Like when I was on one side of a swell and you boys were on your boards on the other,
yeah,
I couldn't see you.
yeah.
And I'm sure you couldn't see me. You probably wouldn't have even seen the roof.
And it's just to see that was awesome.
It was cool.
eh?
It was cool, man. And then once you were all out of the water and the anxiety had gone, we kind of all enjoyed ourselves and just sat
Just
there and
watched
watched
it,
these
yeah.
swells pump through. Chucked
Yeah.
the drone up in the air and got some footage.
I'll put that.
Drone almost got wiped out. I didn't realise it was that close, so I missed it until I watched the footage afterwards.
Got two angles of it actually, because I got it on my phone because I was actually filming, and then he had the drone going as well, and he was cruising back with the drone backwards with the wave, and he didn't realise how low he was, and the wave started cracking behind
up.
the drone, and then all you can see is the wave just missed the drone, and he shoots up.
Yeah. Oh, mate, that was a bit too much anxiety for me. I
That-
wasn't enjoying that at all.
If you're a surfer, there were stand-up barrels there.
Oh, absolutely there was.
No tucking in. They were stand
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there really was. It was like a little mini chopu going on, wasn't it?
I want to take a professional surfer there and say,
Way you go.
"Way you go, bro."
But it's such a rarity to catch the swells like that.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of, it was clean, the wind died off a little bit, but that swell was still there and
you
that
get
sort
a
of
period of only one day, so you need that subtly to die off, and then
Yep.
it just goes glass. But
Yep.
the swell's got to keep pumping. So
thing. Yeah, that's right.
that's a very rare occasion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glad we took advantage of it.
Yeah. Just to see it, I'm happy I've seen it.
Oh, yeah, completely.
Yeah. We jumped in
Completely.
and we had a paddle around and we got scared by them and got out.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
And seeing that actually makes me think about like places like Cloud Break, Chopu,
Yeah.
that's like those reef breaks. Like those guys are just,
Yeah, insane.
you got to be
isn't it?
nuts.
Yeah.
Because the waves are 3 times bigger.
Mm.
Breaking onto the same sort of reef.
Yeah, I just don't know. The setup's probably a little bit different. Like, if you get a proper, real good edge where it's just perfect all the way around, and there's a channel, and it's nearly like it's man-made. Like some of those are like that,
Yeah.
and it's a lot safer. But the main thing about not being safe out there is if you get sucked in over the reef, you can't. To get back out is where the safe is.
Yeah.
There's no going paddling up sitting on the beach. There's no fucking beach there.
If you ate it yesterday, if you
Yeah.
ate it out there.
There's no way getting us
no.
off the reef. If we got
No, that's
like,
right. If you got
injured,
hooked up or whatever, like you'd be drowning,
yeah,
and there'd be bugger all anyone else could do
yeah,
about it.
you just have someone have to sacrifice themselves and come in
Yeah.
and put the dive gear on and come.
Because
grab you or something.
well, on the way out, I was like, "Yeah, I'll jump in the water and film you," and I was like, "Nah, I'll film from here." Good job, boys. Good job. Keep it up.
I think everyone was happy when everyone jumped back in the boat.
Oh man, absolutely.
Because I'm thinking when Tony, because he was half an hour stuck
Yeah.
in there,
Yeah, he was.
and I was just sitting there going, "Fuck, he must be fucked," and I'm like, "Hope we don't lose him." Or
Oh no! And as being the only person left in the boat, I was not enjoying myself. I really wasn't, bro. I was like, "What are we doing?" The best part of it all was though, because we'd been flopping around on the swell for about a half an hour before you actually jumped in. I was actually a bit queasy.
yeah, a couple of them got seasick.
Yeah,
eh?
and I don't know.
From
I
the swell.
haven't been seasick in, I don't know, probably the best part of 20 years since the last time I was seasick.
Yeah.
But then the panic and anxiety got rid of the seasickness real quick. I wasn't worried about spewing anymore. And then poor Az jumped in the boat and was using the drone. And you know, it's like when you're like driving in a car and you're looking at a device or something while you're
Yeah.
driving. You just
And then you're in swells,
in
big
swells like that, using a drone, and then he's like, "Oh, I better bring the drone back down." He pulled the drone. As soon as you had the drone in your hand, he looked up at me and he went, "Oh, oh." So you right, bud? He goes, "Nah, shouldn't have been looking down." So, just go a bit of a lay down. Just go a bit of a lay down. On the bottom of the boat, I was like, "Yeah, fair enough."
And you know what I fucking hate about those doing that and putting a drone up and trying to retrieve it?
What's that?
The anxiety of that is like
Oh,
worse
yeah.
than anything.
Yep.
And I was on the roof and he's bringing it down and I'm trying to grab it and just as I went to grab it, the swell of the boat just lifted my hand up, and my hands went straight into the fucking blades and cut my finger.
Yeah. And you're on the roof yelling at me, yeah, hold it there. Yeah, okay. I'll hold it there, bro. In a 2.5 meter swell, I'll hold it there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so it came down and chopped my finger, and I'm like, ah! And then it nearly fell into the water, then it regained composure and took off again. I'm like...
And the diving, and to add insult to injury, the diving was casted.
It was that. We found one little pocket that had about 5 meters
And that
viz.
was it. That was as good as it got.
And we could only dive, about an acre of visibility, then all around it was just cloud.
Just custard. Just absolute custard. Like, I'm not going to say we're the best divers in the world, but there was 4 very competent divers in the boat.
Hey.
Well, we come away with 1 trout.
1 trout.
That's how ordinary that was.
We got back and we were all like, all right, who's having what?
But on the way back in, you found we went to another reef that was a little closer to the coast and wasn't copping as much, and there was a nice little 3-foot swell for you guys to stuff around.
We jumped on that and had a play on that.
So someone caught a wave. I had a bit of a dive and there was nothing. Like the viz was dirt. There was absolutely nothing. I found one little pocket of fish and they were all kind of congregating there. And as I was laying on the bottom looking at these couple of trout, I felt something dunk my fins and I turned around, this little black tip cruise past me. Here we go. So I whacked 1 trout and got out. I was like, I'm done. This is enough for me.
He didn't say anything that they're all there. We're still surfing there.
Yeah.
He got hit by a shark. He's like, oh, boys, I'm just in the boat here. But because I went to boxing training that morning, I did about 12 rounds or something, sparring. So I was already... This word, fucked.
Yep.
And so by the time we got to the reef, I had no energy left, and then right at the end of the day, I was just cramping and the boys were all laughing. I swam back to the boat, and I had to keep my feet bent. If you straighten them, that's when your hammies go.
Done. Yeah.
So I'm like trying to climb out into the boat with straight legs, and I'm like a worm getting into the boat, and they were like, "Oh, go wormy boy."
And I was the same. Just when that fish nudged me, I was like, I could just start to feel the twinge and the hammies coming on. I was like, you know what? 1 fish, I'm out of here. Poof, let's go. Done.
You know what my trick is? I don't know if this works, but when I swam back to the boat and I'm cramping, I started drinking seawater because it's salt. You need salt. So I'm like, I'll drink seawater.
Well,
get some salt in my diet.
Look. In essence, I suppose there's something in that. I probably wouldn't give it the go. You just end up with cramps and the squirts.
It didn't taste. It had a bit of brown shit on top of the water.
Oh, there was all sorts of brown stuff in the water.
The water wasn't that nice out there.
But it is what it is. Another day out on the water, and it's always better than a day on the water is better than a day at work.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, so shout out to the crew that came with us, Tony, Jack, and Az, and they had a good day.
Yeah, we'll do a do-over when the swell's like that little bit littler.
And the viz is a lot better. I'm getting constant texts from Az today. You reckon we should go tomorrow? You reckon it'll be good tomorrow? That's all he keeps asking.
And he probably would.
Well, he said he's there's a few people went surfing. Some went off Mission, some went off Cairns.
Oh, really?
And they all got waves as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It'd be all the way down the east coast.
You showed me one photo. This lab was in a stand-up barrel, like a huge fucking wave.
True.
Yeah, so...
Where was that? Out of Mission or out of Cairns?
I think that was out of Cairns somewhere.
Was it? You have to travel a distance out of Cairns to find that.
I think they head south. I don't know. I won't know the name the reefs anyway. But
yeah.
Even though people say, don't name the reef, you get the opportunity to do this once every 2 years or something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
It doesn't happen too often.
I've been working on and frequenting the reef since I was like 17 out of far north Queensland. And then I'd almost say that's the biggest swell I've ever seen on the reef.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Because there was a couple that were just every now and then you just get that big bomb set coming through. And I reckon they'd be closing in on 10 feet.
Well, I was looking at the sounder and we were in 30-something meters and they were jacking up. And I was like, at one stage I go, oh, Joy, because you were driving. I was like, turn towards it might crack.
I know. I don't get anxiety operating boats too often, but head on a swivel.
Yeah.
I didn't know which way to look. There's a drone in the air, 2 blokes in the water. There's friggin' waves coming from all directions. Tony's damn near drowning. I'm like, I don't like this. I won't do this anymore. Let's go home.
Fuck surfing.
Fuck you and your surfing.
That's going to be the name of the fucking podcast. Fuck surfing.
Yeah, it's not for me. It's not for me. But no one died, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's right.
No one died, and that's all that matters. Indeed, indeed. What else is new? What's going on?
Yep, we've got our sponsors.
We do indeed.
Yep, we've got BME and Q. Well, you find a certain song we need to sing to.
Oh, well. Is it BME's song or what?
No, you're.
Okay.
So yeah, we got BME and Q. That's up in Cairns. That's Oscar and the crew.
It is
They
indeed.
wear one shoe. No, I just don't. They know what to do.
This was BME's song.
Barbie girl. Let's go. Want to come work at my shop? Sure, Ken. My shop. And Q's one of the largest shipbuilders in the Cairns region, and they're looking for tradies like yourself to jump on board. So if you know anyone out there that is looking for a sea change, just
a
not a sex
lifestyle
change, yeah,
come and join us.
Yeah, up in Cairns. Cairns is the most livable city, so.
Yeah, I reckon it is.
Yeah, so if you're looking to be a tradie, because there's I think what's Boilermaker, they really specialise in aluminium, but they do steel and stainless as well. So
and I believe they're starting to dabble in the plastics too, aren't they?
Plastics as
poly?
well, poly welding and all different types of things. Anything to do with marine, even if you're auto electrician or anything like that.
Yep,
might have a spot for you there as well. So.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Flick us a message on the Insta or we can put you in contact with them.
Yeah, so BMENQ, check them out on Instagram and stuff like that. And yeah, they'll definitely. I've known him my whole life. He's one of my best mates. So yeah, if you like what type of people we are, he talks the same amount of shit as I do. You still gonna sponsor us? If you want to hear the same shit out of someone else's mouth, go see Oscar.
Absolutely. And if you want to see some quality boats built, go see Oscar. Now, if you want to put a outboard on the back of said boat,
a Mercury outboard.
A Mercury outboard, we've got the man for you.
Man for you. We've got
Coastal Marine
and outdoors.
in Innisfail and outdoors. Yeah, Joel Salinas and the team there. Proud Mercury dealership up this way.
Yep.
And I believe until, is that finished? No, it's still the 9th, wasn't it?
No, it's the 28th.
Oh, was it? Okay.
What's
done and
today's
dusted.
date?
It's 1st, 2nd, 3rd, something like that now.
I still reckon he'll do your deal.
Yeah.
Joel's
I
pretty
reckon
good at doing deals.
All it takes is a wristy.
So yeah, go in and check them out. They've actually, I went in the other day and ordered myself a new gun. Ooh, yeah. So
Pop it. What did you get?
223.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Good
Tika,
round.
stainless.
Yeah. Good round.
Yeah, just something that I can use daytime with a scope.
Yep. So firearms, fishing, hunting, all of your dog gear and that sort of thing, collars, GPSs, thermals, camping gear,
Fridges.
Stacer. They are also the one of the local dealership manager spot.
Stacer
Help me
boats.
out. Yeah, Stacer boats. So
Actually, my mate Anthony got a boat through Joel, and he's the Stacer Ranger, I think it's called Ranger, and it's
Like
about 6.5 meter boat.
Yeah. Yep.
Fucking nice they
Half
are.
cab type thing.
Yeah. No, it's a center cab.
Was
center
it?
console.
Center console? Yeah, right.
But finished. Fucking finished. Very
Stacer
beautiful.
actually making a really good boat now.
Yeah, they're a nice boat.
Yeah. And they're plate boats and that sort of stuff. Like they're making good boats.
Yeah, they are. Like you sort of went, as they got bigger, you sort of like, with the bigger boats. But no, they're actually making them really well now.
Yeah. That's exactly right. So boats, donks, all that sort of stuff. And the best part about I reckon with those Stacers, the dead rise.
Yeah.
The dead rise on those Stacers, it is it's spot on. It is just the right kind of angle.
Yeah, it's like you need it to be. See, I give this lad one job.
One job. You give it to the most technologically retarded
We got this
person
fella
on
sitting
the
over
world.
here looking at us going,
working with dinosaurs. Anyway, I was I was trying to bring up an angle joke. So let's hit this from the right angle.
Yeah.
Angle cabinets. Angle cabinets. Angle cabinets.
Bam, bam. See, you got to roll it down there. Yeah. So you know what to do
Go and see Mark and the crew.
because they know what to do.
Indeed, servicing all the cans and
And
rest of NQ.
located in Gordonvale.
North Innisfail.
The cabinet's off the rail.
The prices are on sale.
So if you want a bitchin' kitchen,
or just flex with a desk
yeah, go see Mark and the crew.
and they will sort the rest.
Yeah, and also people that are in the same type of industry is Total Fit Outs.
Total Fit Outs cans.
Total Fit Outs cans.
Ah, look, Total Fit Outs anywhere.
Yeah,
They just
so
do such a good job.
Carrot and the team will fulfill your dream.
They will. So, commercial shop fit outs, pubs, bars, restaurants, all that sort of thing.
They do the lot.
They do the lot,
Yeah.
start to finish. Project management, design, fit out, the whole works.
Yeah,
They'll
so-
basically hand you the keys to your,
Dream.
indeed,
Your dream job.
that's the one.
Fit out
That's
your
the
dream
one.
job. Yeah, so go give Carrot a hit on www.totalfitouts.com.au and with right angle cabinets, it's rightanglecabinets.com.au. So check them both out online. They'll be on Insta and all the faces, I'm guessing.
Yep.
No, they're on Insta. I just don't do Facebook, so I'm just guessing. Fuck
They're
Facebook.
there. They're there.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah.
Just throw
But,
more money in the
big-
Total Fit Outs
but a-
jar here.
But a big thank you to all of them for getting behind us.
Yeah,
'Cause,
so-
this wouldn't be possible without them. It
Yep.
just wouldn't. And you guys too, all our listeners out there.
Yeah.
Thank you. We get lots of messages, get new followers all the time, and that sort of thing. And it is really appreciated.
Yeah. And
I still don't know why you want to listen to us, but hey, my kids and my missus don't. So
another shout out is to Bo, the follower. If you see our quality content is getting a bit better,
because we're not doing it.
because we're not doing it anymore.
So big bad Bo from the Boar, man, Boar.
From the ball.
Thanks, brother.
From
We
the ball,
appreciate
bro.
it. We appreciate it. We
yeah, so-
appreciate it.
Yeah, so it might have sounded like we went a fair way then. We got a few sponsors, but yeah. Oh, it helps keep everything going here because, man, shit costs.
Yeah, shit costs, and it takes time, effort, research.
There.
Because that's what Pub-Amo is all about. What is Pub-Amo
So,
all about, brother?
Pub
Tell me.
Amo is all about the yarns you would tell your mates at the pub and get away with it. You can get
Useless-
away with anything at the pub.
Useless, trivial information that
Hey.
you can dribble at any time you see fit.
Yeah, or like around the smoko table. That's
Around
a
the
good time
smoko table.
to tell one of our yarns.
Yeah. That's exactly right. So I've got a bit of pub ammo for you, like we always do.
Jeez, you shouted to Ben, bloody hell, you drank your
Oh,
whole
I
thing
dusted
quick.
that. Hey, that's like I don't know. That's almost the first beer I've had this year. I think. I don't know. I
Hey.
don't think I've had too many, have I? I only ever drink beer with you, so I don't think I've had too many.
No, for my birthday, I think that's the last
Oh,
one. you
did
had.
we?
Yeah.
When was that? Just after what's
January
the 5th?
5th.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I've had one. All right, so pub ammo, useless information. I got one for you. Testify. You know where the word testify comes from? Testify. Hallelujah. So testify came from Old English times, and it was kind of like when people were getting grilled about something. You could call it court back then, and they weren't sure if people were telling the truth or not. So as a way of getting people to tell the truth, they actually used to implement the old squirrel grip. Oh, just grab a handful of nut or two nuts. You know what I mean? And that was the threat. If you didn't tell the truth, they'd take them home with you.
But how the fuck do you know if you're telling the truth or not? There's
I'd lie.
beauties in the hot eye of the hand
I'd
ball holder.
lie just for the hell of it.
They're already in my missus' handbag anyway.
And that's where the word testify came from. Testicle and fi. Testify.
Fuck me.
Aren't we batshit? Aren't we batshit? When you start looking into this shit and where we got to where we got.
So all it is whoever's got their hands on your nuts, it's up to them to go, was he lying or not?
Yeah.
That's all that's about.
But I mean, is it like a prostate exam? No, prostate exam where they get you to cough and see if your nut moves? Does your nut move when you lie? I don't know. Is it a mechanism that when you tell bullshit?
Just leaned over and grabbed his balls. He was lying.
You'd only need one hand, man. I've got athlete's nuts. Another one. I've got another
Win
one.
in a
for...
tin. Athlete's nuts.
All right, I've got another one for you. You've heard the saying "toe the line." You know where it comes
Yeah,
from?
I've heard the no. I don't know where it comes from.
Okay, all right. Older Navy. Let's go back 100 or so years, and in the Navy, in the Navy, you'll get down on bended knee.
Ask Jim Jeffries.
Yeah, true. So what they used to do is every morning, or when they got called to muster, they'd have to go up onto the top deck. Back then, your naval vessels were built of timber, and they had all your teak decking running along the timber, right?
Yeah.
Or along the deck, I should say. and they'd always run front to back, obviously. And they would have all the sailors would have to get all dressed up in their uniforms and all that sort of thing, and they would go up there, and that timber would be where they'd line up on the groove of the timber.
Yeah.
And they'd have to have their toe right on the line.
Oh,
And if they weren't towing the line, there'd be some sort of punishment for not towing the line properly.
then they get keel hung.
And then they get keel hauled. Yeah. Keel hauled. I know, right? Jesus, bit rough.
I've only got one.
Yeah. What do you got?
Is do you know you have a dominant eye for like if you're shooting?
Yeah.
Do you know how to find out how to know which eye is your dominant eye?
Well, isn't it the hand you write with?
No.
Your dominant side?
No.
It's not.
I've watched it the other day that some people have a dominant eye and they might be left-handed, shoot left-handed, but they've dominant eye is their right hand.
Really?
So let's all do it now. Pull your car over. Don't do it while you drive. You probably could.
Do it.
Put your hand up in front of you.
Yeah.
Out at finger's length.
Yeah.
And put it and sort of do it quickly so you don't, it's one thing.
Yeah.
And put it on like a power pole or whatever up so it's in line with it.
Yeah.
And now look at it with your left eye, close that eye.
Yeah.
And look at it with your right eye. See how it moves?
Yeah.
So whatever eye it's on, that's your dominant eye. And if you close your other eye, see how it moves to the side?
Yeah, but
That's your non-dominant eye.
if I close this eye and I put it on and then I swap eyes, it's off. But then if I put it back on and swap eyes again, it's off. So I mean, how does that work?
You're fucked. That's what that is. No, you're bent. Everyone else, if you hold your finger up at something in the distance there,
Yeah.
like that, and you put it on it, and it's on it, and then you do one eye and put it on the thing, and then change your eye to the other one, and see how it's not on it anymore,
Yeah.
and then go back and when you go back, it still should be on it. If it's not on it, you're fucking bent.
Yeah, but okay. My math isn't mathing right now, because if you hold it out and you start with your left eye open and you put it on the mark and then you swap eyes, it moves, right? Now, if you put it on the mark with your right eye open and swap eyes, well, it moves again.
Yeah, but concentrate on that thing and point your finger towards and put your finger on it.
Oh, we're looking at the object, not
Yeah.
your finger. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, don't look at your finger. Look at the object. Sorry, everyone.
This is why they got one trout the other day.
Oh,
Fuck up.
One beer.
He spat his beer out.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So have you got it? You focus on something down the road or 100 metres away, put your finger up on it, and then close one eye. And if it stays on it, your finger and that object, and then you switch eyes and it's not on it, that's your non-dominant eye.
I can tell you what I can guarantee. Don't stand in front of me if I have a spear gun, a bow, or any type of firearm, because I'm not sure what's going on. I think I'm off on this. But yeah,
I'm left-eyed there.
you're left-eyed.
For some reason.
See, I'm really backwards because I'm right-hand dominant, except for writing and shooting.
Yep.
I write with my left hand and I shoot with my left side. But if I try and do it everything else, tennis, cricket, golf, passing, kicking, always been right-hand dominant.
See what they reckon.
Because you're a lefty too, eh?
Nah. What they reckon is with your...
What do you mean, nah?
I'm not.
Are you not left-handed?
No. But what I'm saying is with your brain, your hemisphere might be fucking... Instead of having them two this way, I think yours is this way.
It's probably just one too many knocks to the head. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. I'm stuffed. I'm absolutely stuffed. I've got no idea what's going on. See, this is why I don't drink. All right. Here, I've got one for you. I don't know if this is really... Okay, yeah, no, I've got one. Here we go. Have you ever heard the term? And I heard this before and I'd completely forgotten about this term. My father-in-law told me this. Is the Scottish term for sleeping in or having a lazy day. Do you know what it is? Yeah, you probably got to roll the R's. I won't got to roll the R's. But it's called Herkle-Durkling.
Oh, you Herkle-Durkling.
A Herkle, just having a Herkle. I don't know, you say you're having a Herkle-Durkle? But that's the term. Herkle-Durkle is the Scottish term for just lazing about, having a lie-in, being a lazy prick. You like that?
See that? That's useless stuff.
There you
can
go.
use at the
There's
pub.
some useless information. There's some useless information for you. What else we got? What else we got? Oh, here's one. This is a bit of a sports one, and I don't know, it's useless information. Did you hear about the UFC just recently? They lost a massive big court case, and that court case has cost the UFC $375 million. And you want to know who started that court case for them? Like against them, I should say. Mark Hunt.
Oh, about the knockouts and all that.
Yeah, about not testing athletes correctly. Because Mark Hunt in his career, I think 5 out of his last 6 fights, all those athletes tested positive at some stage or another.
Yeah.
And the UFC didn't do anything about it. So he took them to court, claiming that they risked his health and safety. And I don't argue that at all. Like, Mark Hunt's one of the hardest dudes you'd ever meet. And he's Samoan, so, I mean, his head's probably a ½ inch thicker than most people's as well. But it makes no difference when you're fighting humans like Brock Lesnar and Alistair Overeem and all that sort of thing, juiced to the eyeballs.
Yeah.
Juiced to the eyeballs. And you could probably almost take a bit of heart out of it because he nearly rolled him.
Mm.
Like, he wasn't finished or anything like that. Like, he nearly rolled them.
Yeah.
And these guys were gassed to the eyeballs. So it cost him $375 million because he didn't just take it on for the case on for himself. He took it on for other athletes that had all done the right thing and hadn't tested positive for anything, but were forced to fight other athletes that had all tested positive for gear.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Oh, definitely.
That's a big deal, man. $375 million. That's a huge chunk of money to share out. And I was listening to Brendan Schaub. He was on a podcast the other day.
He's on a hate. He hates fucking.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he's got
Dana.
beef with him.
Yeah.
But he was saying on this podcast that he got a phone call out of nowhere from his lawyer saying that you're about to receive a fair sum of money. So you're going to have to assume for those boys a fair sum of money. It's probably pushing up around 7 figures, if not in the 7 figures. $375 million.
Yeah.
And it's probably only going to be spread between
30 blokes or something.
yeah, maybe 30 to 50 blokes.
Mm.
So you'd have to think you're going to get a few $1 million out of
Yeah.
it. And so they should.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I just think if UFC can spit that amount of money out and still keep running,
What are they making?
what are they making and what are they not paying their fucking fighters?
That's the thing. Because you look at the difference between what the UFC pays their top flight athletes versus boxing.
Yeah.
It's
And
you
I-
can't even compare the two.
I know UFC's got a thing where they they got bought out and paid for, and it was like nearly $1 billion, whatever they fucking. It was a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it was they actually had to like put their ass on the line to make it all happen. So they were just like, well, we put our ass on the line. Why don't you put your ass on the line?
And that's exactly it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, the athletes are putting their ass on the line even more because there's a number of, CTE. CTE is a real thing.
Yeah.
And you see some of these fighters, I was watching a interview that Chuck Liddell did not long ago, and he's cooked.
Yeah.
Or whether it's coke or not, I don't know. But like you can tell that
Yeah.
dude's blocked one too
Big
many
time.
punches with his snout.
Mm.
So they really should get paid what they're worth.
Yeah.
And I think Louis, with that too, I reckon the GOAT argument, because there's always the GOAT argument with the UFC. Who you got? Who's your UFC GOAT?
It has to be Johnny.
You reckon?
Johnny Bones.
You reckon?
Well, he hasn't really been beaten.
Yeah, but he's tested positive twice.
But
Beat the shit out of his missus once.
no, he's not a goat.
Does he get the GOAT status then? Do you know what I mean? Like, surely the outside of the ring stuff's got to count too.
Yeah, but then you got bloody Chama. He's been beaten.
Yeah, he's been beaten.
Mm.
I don't think he's awesome. Don't get me wrong. I think he's definitely the best probably combat, mixed martial artist there is on the planet at the moment. I think he could go to any weight division he wanted and probably clean everybody up.
I think probably Khabib.
I think Khabib's right up there. Because he never, aside from jumping the fence and trying to stomp Conor McGregor's team, but I think there's a lot of people that wanted to stomp Conor McGregor's team. No one's going to hold that against him. I think he's definitely up there. I feel like George St. Pierre, he had a loss. He had 2 losses.
Yeah.
He had 2 losses.
Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse?
Yeah, Mighty Mouse has had
Gotta
a lot
be
of loss,
right up there.
A lot of losses in one since he's been there.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. But I just don't think, for my money, I don't think he can put Johnny Bones Jones up there anymore.
yeah, I
No.
suppose he's had a lot of
I just think
done a lot of silly things.
I think the GOAT question whenever you talk about goats, you look
Greatest of all time is everything. Not
it's
just
got to be,
in the
doesn't
ring.
it?
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Mm.
You know, like everyone talks about Joey Johns versus, say, Cameron Smith.
Yeah.
I don't think, with everything that Joey Johns has carried on with off the field, I don't think you can put him in that immortal goat.
You couldn't put him
thing.
in there just because of what he'd done off the field.
That's what I reckon too.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a shame that they did. I think that's just.
They did a lot to fucking hide what he got up to.
Oh, absolutely, they did all the bloody time.
Everyone from Newcastle area knows exactly what we're talking
Yeah, of course they did, and everyone outside of Newcastle.
about. Well, we know about it. We're in North Queensland.
Yeah, I've got another one for you, and I don't know if we talked about the Titanic conspiracy. Have we talked about that?
It was a different boat or something.
Different boat
Mm.
called the Olympic or the
Yep.
Olympus, I think it was.
Yeah.
So the bloke that owned the Titanic, he actually had two of them. He had two. Titanic was the new one. The Olympus was the old one.
Yeah.
And they were identical. They were sister ships. And there's a bit of a rumour going around that on its maiden voyage, because it was the unsinkable vessel and it was going to go everywhere, there was all these super
Billionaires.
wealthy billionaire type people that were going to be going on the vessel.
Mm.
And the owner was supposed to be going on the vessel as well. But the day before, he canned his trip, said couldn't make it, wasn't going to go.
Yeah.
And there's a rumour going around, or a conspiracy, I should say, that it wasn't the Titanic that everybody got onto. It was the Olympus.
The unsinkable too.
Yeah. Yeah. But it wiped out, like, I think there was, out of the top 10 richest people in the world, there was like 9
Yeah.
on board the vessel. Do you want to know the name of the person that was not on the vessel? That
Someone Rothschild?
it was one of the Rothschilds.
That's a fucking
No
good
shit.
guess.
It was one of the Rothschilds. And then you look at where they've gone since then, you're kind of like, hang on a second. If you wanted to wipe out your competition, that'd be the
Yeah.
quickest way to do it, wouldn't it?
Definitely.
Hey, I saw that and I thought that was really, Anyway, that's all. That's about all I've got.
Anywho.
Yeah. The only other thing I had written down here, which I thought was pretty cool. Do you think kids understand the pain these days of bear trap pedals?
Oh, no.
Oh,
In your shin?
remember those things. My question to you is, which sadistic son of a bitch came up with those? Because if you think about it now, if you think back to what a bear trap pedal was, why?
So if you don't know what a bear trap pedal is, it pretty much looks like a bear trap, but they're pretty much sharp spikes,
Like
in a horseshoe shape sort of thing.
Yeah.
Very sharp, and it's to keep your feet on the pedals. But if you don't wear shoes like every kid back in our day did, you'd have to learn how to just put the ball of your foot on the center of it, and just so you could ride on that.
So if you're not sure what a bear trap pedal is, how's that coming up? Any good? You see it? No? Yeah.
Can you zoom in a bit?
Zoom out.
No, you zoom in on just one.
Don't ask me to do shit. Look, anyway, we're going to post it up. But if you don't know what a bear trap pedal is, jump on the the what do you call it? Google and have a look. They were the most sadistic sons of bitches. I saw one the other day. It popped up on my feed somewhere, and I was just thinking to myself, like, why? Why? Like, okay, you don't want your foot to slip off the pedal,
Yeah.
but I mean, just a little bit of like sandpaper would probably do the same thing.
I just remember when I was a kid, if you slipped the pedal, it'd swing around and smash in the shin.
In the shin.
And have like 3 or 4 holes in your shin.
Absolutely. The worst one was when your toe slipped off the back of the pedal and it just went straight up your shin. Remember? And I look at it now, because I bought my young fella a new bike for his birthday the other day, and I was looking at the pedals and I was like, oh, that's reasonable.
You're like, there you go.
Yeah, I know. No wonder you kids are so soft these days.
The pedal gives you a massage.
I was looking at it thinking to myself, why did we ever do that?
Mm.
And I wonder who invented them. Here you go. I'm going to find out who invented them.
It'd have to be, that's what his job's for doing.
Oh, yeah.
It'd have to be someone that got caught in a bear trap. Was out running a bear.
It won't even say.
By Suntour. The modern version is made by MKS.
Suntour.
Geez, they're a crazy looking.
Aren't they?
Because when I was a kid, I used to have them, and
course, we all
I
did.
never wore shoes.
Oh,
So that's how. See the center of it? I used to put the ball on my foot on the center,
yeah.
and
Okay.
then just ride on that.
Oh, that's horrific.
Because I used to race BMX when I was a kid.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. We had a good track in Innisfail here.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Where was it?
It's over where the men's shed is over East Innisfail.
Is
there.
it? There you go. I never knew we had one of them here.
And I've seen some wild shit there. They used to have this real, like, they make the gates, you know, the gate where you start from on the top of the hill.
Yep.
For some reason, aluminium must have been like this little fairy tale. You couldn't use it back in the olden days. You had to use steel. And they used like real heavy steel. So to load it, you had to be at least 200 kilos to lift this bloody. They'd put a bar in and everyone would lean on it and it'd click back and click, 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 and then it'd lock in. And old mate would stand up behind and there was some contraction that you'd press the button.
Contraction?
Contraction.
Contraction. Sorry, mate.
No, you put the cunt in contraction. And we have to roll out another. Look, haven't got any more money. Here, you need to thank Chris Joyce. Here's another roll for you, Chris Joyce. Got to open this up. So yeah, he used to get up behind there. Here, look, I'm putting it in.
Here we go.
and he used to press the button, and sometimes with all the weight on it, because all the riders would be up against it, you'd stand against it, say, like, can't remember what you say, riders ready, and you go, doot, doot, doot.
Oh, yeah,
and,
the beep, yeah.
And it'd drop, but sometimes it wouldn't release. And so you'd go and doot, 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 and then everyone just over the handlebars
Yeah, I've
roll
seen
down
that
the
on
hill.
a few different, like, shorts and stuff,
It pretty much happened now every fucking night. Just a heap of shit. But because it was that heavy, one day there, this old mate went doot, 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 and it fell over, and they went over the handlebars. But then his father was actually controlling it, and he shit himself, and he pressed it again, and it released, and it fucking chopped his finger off.
Really?
So his own old boy chopped his finger off because it got stuck under the gate, got crushed by the gate.
So if anyone's wondering why any of us BMX back in the day,
That's why they make them out of aluminium now, the gates, I think.
lose fingers, lose the skin off your shins, come off the bike, lose a tooth. Like,
Oh, me and my brother, everyone used to go to watch me and my brother ride.
Yeah, really?
We weren't good, but we always used to make each other stack it. And,
Just do dumb
and
shit.
If he was just stacked it in front of me, I didn't go around him, I went over him.
Yeah.
Just, boom, 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 just keep riding.
And I remember I used to walk the Esplanade of Cairns quite a bit with the dog, like in the afternoons and that sort of thing. And every now and then there was a few, like, kind of older blokes. They would have been like in their 20s, late 20s or whatever, that'd be in that skate park down there. It's pretty cool watching those guys that like really know how to ride a BMX and do all that crazy stuff that they do.
Yeah.
Hey, it's just the stuff they're doing now, even the stuff they do on scooters now.
But they're 10.
I mean, they're 10. Yeah,
That's
they
the
are.
thing.
They are. They're just getting crazier
younger and
crazier,
younger and
aren't
crazier
they?
and crazier.
Yeah. These 10 and 11-year-old kids riding those mega ramps and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And as a parent, imagine the anxiety. Watching your 10-year-old drop in on a ramp that's 30 foot tall, 40 foot tall.
And you notice every skate park is built across the road from a hospital.
Absolutely it is. Yep.
Cairns, Innisfail, that's the two I know.
Our oldest boy was riding, and he still is into BMXs. He don't ride as much, but he was down at the skate park here one afternoon, and we got a phone call from some random lady. She's like, "Oh, just letting you know, we've just dropped your son off at the hospital." I'm sorry, what? Yeah, he came off at the skate park, and I think they might have think he's broken his leg or so. Oh, yeah, right. We were in Cairns at the time too. Like, yep, be there in an hour. Got down there, he was okay, nothing was broken. But yeah, right across from the hospital.
Yeah.
It's the best place to put it. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
I'll give you a leg update on my young fella.
Yeah, how's he going? How's he going? He's still walking around with this great big bloody cast on his leg.
Yeah, so they went and got it checked last Monday because they finally, this was a week and a half after breaking it.
Yeah.
They finally get to go into the fracture clinic and get it looked at. I don't know, apparently when we used to play football, someone broke the leg, you get your leg fixed that day, but that didn't happen for some reason.
Because you're in Canada?
No, but when you're in Australia for another week and they're just
yeah.
like, oh, just come up, just give us a look. Oh, there's a bit on.
Yep.
People must be breaking shit left. No calcium. Not drinking their milk.
Everyone's off. That's what you get for drinking oat milk, kids. Hey.
Soy boy.
Yeah. Soy boys are sore boys.
Yeah, so we had to go in, and before he left Canada, they actually set it in the right position, and then they put the cast on and cut the cast, and so his cast wasn't proper. So when he got back, they had to have a look at it, have a look, make sure with the X-rays and all that, make sure it's all good. Anyway, he went and got one X-ray, and they're like, yeah, and there was a big line up, so it was like an hour and a half wait to get in the X-ray line. So waited, got the X-ray, come out, doctor looked at it, said, yep, you're fine. Just as they're about to walk out, they said, oh, we'll need you, another doctor looked and said, we'll need you to get it, another X-ray. So back outside, sit back down, another hour and a half wait to get in the line up to get the X-ray again.
Yeah.
Anyway, he gets the X-ray, goes in, and they're like, oh, we're not happy with those X-rays. You're going to have to get some more. So 9 o'clock they started. They got out at 2:30.
Oh, I know.
So then we had to go around and get another X-ray, and then they finally like, yep, we think it's all right. Then they finally plastered it up over the top of the old one that they just put more plaster over the top of it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, so that's pretty much what they did in the whole day is put more plaster over the top of the leg, and that was it.
How thick's his cast now?
Well, it makes it look like a normal person's leg. A big bloody boy.
He does have some rooster pins underneath him,
He's
doesn't
got
he?
some pins.
I was the same big fella. Don't stress,
Hey,
man.
I said to him the other day, I said, mate, I was the same as you at your age.
Yeah,
I was a fucking-
absolutely. I had the worst case of steggles when I was young. And I've got to be honest, they're not much better now. You know what I mean? And at the years in the gym, I always tried to get my calves to grow. Nah. Nothing. My thighs and my ass went, boom. And then it just goes,
They used to call me Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, they say Wednesday leg's going to snap and go up.
My argument is between my skinny legs and my athlete's nuts, I could run real fast. So
Real fast.
cut down the amount of resistance.
So if you've noticed, if you're watching it online on YouTube, this is on YouTube.
I was just
We're
about-
on YouTube.
Are we?
Yeah, that cut out a little bit then.
I thought it was you porn.
Is it
Yeah,
going
battery's
flat?
dying, yeah.
So quickly, if you want like rouseabouts, oh look, it's gone. Oh, we're back on. Look, we're back on. Power's out.
Let's get it done quick.
Oh.
Let's get it done quick.
Yeah, so we've got the rouseabout shirts.
We do indeed.
They're for sale. Oh, it's out again. Oh, we're back on.
So yeah, rouseabout, Pilbara shirts.
Yeah, we got rouse. We got they're a Pilbara shirt. We got our you can pick whatever colour you want this time. So we're gonna make them whatever. But I like the ones with no button down the centre, just because if you're like rousing about, get stuck on a fence or anything like that, your buttons always get ripped off.
Yeah, well, look, we didn't want to do, we toyed with the idea of doing T-shirts and all that sort of stuff. But a lot of the time, even if you buy a good quality T-shirt and then you get a print on it and that sort of thing, they just don't last.
Well, what I've found is
Do they?
pretty much this is all I wear.
Yep.
Is Pilbara shirts.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm going to just put out what I wear.
And bear in mind, we're in FNQ, where it's pretty moist this time of year.
Moist and hot.
But it is. They breathe better. They're
Yeah.
cotton.
And if the sun comes out, you just pull your bloody arms, your sleeves down, and then you don't get burnt. And,
That's it.
And they breathe, and
Yep.
that's the main thing. They breathe.
And we're not screen printing them. They're actually embroidered.
That's embroidered. That's a proper embroider. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, she's scratchy and yeah, she's proper.
Yep.
She's proper good stuff.
What do
So,
they retail for, big fella?
$60 plus postage and handling.
Indeed.
And if you want to, you can get in contact with us. But if you want to get straight to the horse's mouth, you can go online and find Stitch and Create in Isfale.
Yep.
They're in the Mundu area, Mundu Airport. Yeah. So if you go there and see them, if you're local, otherwise, give them a call or contact them online and somewhere and
Or hit us up.
hit us up. We'll put you in the right direction anyway. But we just want to get our name and brand out there. So go straight to them, and they've got everything sorted there. They print everything there. So
And we wanted to use local as well.
Yeah.
And we'd encourage everybody else too to do the same. If you're thinking about doing this type of thing, get someone up in your local area.
yeah,
Keep
look
it
after your
local. Keep it
locals.
Australian made and all that sort of stuff.
yeah.
There's merit in that these days.
Definitely. If we went overseas, you can go, get these for $10 and they'll fall off next week.
Yep. Go
These
to
are
Thailand.
actually perfect.
That's right. Go to
I've-
Thailand. It's amazing what you can get for $10.
I actually wear these all the time. I actually wear them out. They're just, they're that good that they just get old.
They're
they
that
don't
good.
die.
Yeah, that's right.
They just get old and dirty and stained from my bananas. So
They just get seasoned.
everyone looks at you like,
us.
Like, holy, you get a new shirt, lad.
Yeah, but with this type of stuff, you buy one, it lasts a couple of years.
Yeah.
They might end up flogged by the end of it, but once they're flogged, they just become your fishing or hunting shirts, don't
Yeah,
they?
definitely. And you
Exactly.
can wear them anywhere. You can wear them to your mate's bloody wedding, whatever.
Well, I think you should probably chuck a tie on with it.
You can wear them to the bloody podcast royale. That's where you
Podcast
should wear them.
Royale.
So get on straight away. Get it ordered for the podcast royale, and you can rock up with a Pilbara shirt. You wear nice bloody pants with it, and your bloody nice shoes.
We'll be doing the same.
Yeah.
Make sure you take some photos, though, because I won't see it. I'll be blind.
Blind as well as dog.
As a welder's dog. All right, big fella.
So I've got
What do you got? Anything else?
I've just got a story from years ago in the Impey pub. There was this fella named Dumb Ray. Everyone used to call him Dumb Ray. And they used to go to but it was mainly all the tradies, and they'd go there and get on the piss, and they'd go to the piss trough, and while Dumb Ray was in there, they'd throw like $1 and $2 coins and 50-cent pieces in the piss trough, and while they're doing a piss, and Dumb Ray was like, they call him Dumb Ray because he used to bend down and pick them all out of the piss trough, all the coins. Anyway, they pulled him aside one day and they said, they said to him, why are you doing this? And he goes, mate, they call me Dumb Ray, but I'm fucking not dumb. I've made like thousands over the years doing this. And he goes, it takes me 10 minutes to make $20 out of that piss trough. He goes, these stupid lads, they're all fucking plumbers. They got their hands in shit all day and they're getting paid $10 an hour. So he goes, who's fucking dumb? He goes, I got my hand in piss. They got their hand in shit.
This shit you see in toilets. One of the best urinal things I've ever seen. Buddy of mine over in West Australia, JC. Shout out, JC. Love you, brother. He used to have this game, because blokes, when you're at the piss trough, you kind of everyone, we stand, hand on your hip, one hand on your knob, and your legs are kind of spread, aren't they? You don't stand with your legs together. You kind of spread out a little bit.
You got to get the pressure out.
Establish your dominance over your little bit of area at the piss trough. So what he used to do was when he'd walk in, he didn't see someone standing like that, he'd go up behind him, he'd get his schlong out right, and he'd kind of just squat down just a little bit, and he'd put his hand on the back of their shoulder, and he'd go, just stay still, brother, and he'd start pissing straight between their legs, and you'd hear grown men going, oh, bro, please, bro, don't piss on me, bro, please don't piss. And never, not once, did I see anyone lose their shit in him. They always thought it was the funniest thing that they'd ever seen. They always, don't get me, brother, don't get me like this. Every time he did it, I'm thinking, he's going to get cracked for sure. They'd turn around, piss themselves laughing, shake his hand, wash their hand, then shake his hand.
Then high five and pee would go everywhere.
Yeah, that's right. And that's, man, and as somebody that worked in clubs and bars for a long time, that is definitely not the worst thing I've ever seen in a public dunny. We're not going to talk about the worst thing.
No, I think we're done anyway, Quinny.
We are, brother. We're out of here. It's Sunday. My kids are at touch training. I've got to go to touch training now. Touch training on a Sunday afternoon. When they told me that, I was a bit like,
For real?
really? Oh, no, you mean Sunday, like S-U-N? Yeah, Sundays at 4. Huh. Yep. Okay.
Stuff that. Oh, well, the other one is you had a picture of a croc.
Oh, I did too. Yeah. I'll chuck this up as well.
And we got a little bit more actually.
Okay,
So
let's keep going. We're
we'll keep
into
going. Doesn't
it.
matter.
So yeah, this was whether you heard it around the nation or not. Somebody got snatched by a croc up at Arakoon, one of the local Wick fellas from up that way. He was having a bit of a fish, and they kind of knew that this crocodile was around, and he got snatched. The croc, and a mate of mine who's in the QPS, they got assigned the task of doing the search and rescue because they always have specialist teams to do this sort of stuff. And they had to go up there and track this animal down. And I'll post the photo of this animal. It was a good 5.2 or 5.4 meters, and he's a bit underdone. In the photo, he looked like he was a bit skinny. So I
Yeah.
wonder if that's why he
Just
was
the
starting to
angle,
chase.
or-
But it could have been the angle too. Yeah. I mean, his head's a
Yeah,
5.4
big.
metre crocodile head, but the rest of him just looked a little bit narrow. So, they knocked him over and retrieved whatever it was that they wanted to retrieve and that sort of thing. But that's a big animal, eh?
Yeah, fucking oath. Fight like
That's
Anything over 4 is huge.
anything over 4 is huge.
Mm.
Like you're at 5 meters, you're probably talking 750 kg,
Yeah,
maybe even
easy.
pushing a ton.
Mm.
Because I think that one that somebody put a bullet in around here a few years back. Do you remember that? They found one with a bullet in it up South Johnson somewhere. And I think he was only just on the 5
Is that
meter
the one
mark.
they hung from the thing at the dump or something?
Yes, that's him.
Yeah.
And when they put him on the weighbridge up at the dump there, he went 750.
Yeah.
And he was only, I think he was just on 4 or 4.5 or something. I don't think he cracked the 5, that one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're probably talking a ton of lizard.
Mm.
Imagine that.
Coming out of the water would be like, fuck, it'd be a big rush.
And this is the thing that a lot of people, like even coming in the river yesterday, old mate, having
Yeah,
a fish.
At the mouth there.
At the mouth of the river where we
Up to
see
his knees.
crocodiles all the time.
There's
and
always
he's-
one
he's-
laying there where he was
They're
standing.
kind of, yeah, it's exactly right. There is, in that spot.
Yeah.
And he's standing like ankle deep or mid
Yeah, he's up to
shin
his- yeah,
deep.
mid-shins.
Yeah, that's right. And he wasn't a young pup
No.
either. And people think that if they're 1 or 2 or even 3 meters back from the water's edge, they're safe. You're not.
No. And that's what the rangers always say, at least 5 metres away from all that creek
Absolutely.
edges.
Absolutely. Because in people's heads, they think, oh, yeah, I can turn and run. Panic does funny things to people, doesn't it?
And how fast they come out, it's a whole different story.
That's right.
too.
They're going to cover that first 3 or 4 meters faster than you can turn and
Yeah.
run.
They can
That-
go
and
the
that-
length of their body in half a second.
That's right. And that's taking into account the fact that you're probably going to end up on your ass.
Mm.
Just out of the sheer fright, panic, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
To think that you're going to be able to turn and run quick enough, you're probably not. You're
No.
probably going to end up on your freckle
Mm.
and then eaten. And then eaten. It just,
And then we got also got a cunt of the week. We haven't done a cunt of the week.
All right, who you got?
I've got people who dump rubbish on the side of the road, like beds.
Where was that?
Lawrence Road down on the way to one of my farm, and they do it pretty much every one of our farms. They like to dump beds and like anything. Beds must be hard to expensive to get rid of at the dump or something because they're springs and foam, so there's steel and things. So
And you know what? I did a dump run just the other day, and I got stung from memory. I think it was about $48.
yep,
And there was a mattress, a single mattress. There was, what else? So maybe a couple of batteries or something like that. Just usual household shit that you have lying around. Nothing outrageous.
mm.
But that's on top of what you already pay in your rates and that
Yeah.
sort of thing too.
And I think that's where the problem is.
It is.
A dump's got to become. If you're a local person paying rates, look after the people that are dumping.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Otherwise,
right.
this is what happens.
This is what happens.
People start dumping stuff.
Did
on
you
the
go
side
through?
of the
Did you
road.
go through any of it? Oh, because often people will leave like letters and,
Yeah.
and that sort of thing in it.
I got a feeling I know who it is
Really?
because there's not a tented Belvedere anymore.
Ah, yeah, okay.
Mm.
Yeah, you're right. There's not. And what is that? What was there? Was it that sort of?
well, you're guessing that would have been
Yeah, right.
inside that. But
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not saying it was, but that's
No,
my. If
no,
I was
but-
if I was police, I'd do DNA testing, and I reckon it would be them.
DNA, fingerprints. I want blood work up.
Did he murder someone? No, he dumped it on the side of the road. Yeah, so that's me cunt of the week. But
Yeah, illegal dumping. We should know better, and we should be looking after our
the
country.
next big cunt of the week is because we spoke about this before.
I'm
Pull
gonna
some
drop a few in
coins
on
out.
this one.
We spoke about this before. Now I'm lost my train of thought. Online, my Instagram.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, but my,
okay.
my- oh,
All
we'll,
right.
we'll talk about that. But Instagram, I put up, don't be a shit cunt and dump rubbish. That's what I wrote on
Dude,
the
we're running out of
Instagram,
money.
and I had the picture of it.
Yep,
It was like, don't dump, you stupid cunt, or something like that.
it rhymes. I like that. I like
and it was
that.
something like that. And Instagram took it down.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, because it had swear words in it.
Well, that's really strange because
yeah, so that's really strange. So what are we going to talk about
All right.
now?
So I brought something up with you the other day, just earlier before we jumped on air, because I was on the Insta maybe 2-3 days ago, I think it was,
Yeah.
thereabouts.
And I was too.
And
On
you
the
were
same
too.
Insta.
And I'm sitting there watching, and then all of a sudden there's these two blokes squaring off with each other. There was like someone's CCTV footage or something, and they're squaring off with each other. And then one bloke pulls out a firearm and just blows the other bloke away. And I mean, like you could see it. Just
Yeah,
pulled it out,
happened.
put it into his head, poof, dropped him.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, geez, that's wow, it's pretty confronting. I flicked to the next one, and it's someone else getting popped. I flicked to the next one. There's some dude getting hit by a bus. Some dude get hit by. I'm like, what the is going? And I started like flicking. I'm like, oh, this is just. I don't want to look at this shit like this. And then I shut it down and I wiped it and started all over again. And next thing you know, there's some dude getting hit on a motorbike by a truck. What is going on? Like, I don't want to watch this shit, but it just kept popping up. And it was you.
So what happened was, I get my Instagrams mixed up so every now and then. I'll just watch one and someone might send a message on the other. So you click on that and then you're like, oh. And then you just go back to the feed and you're like, oh. And then it's like, For You page. So I just press it and then you look through all them little squares and then you see like a two lads fight and you're like, oh, okay, I'll have a look at that. Next minute, boom, he gets fucking shot. You're like, holy shit.
I know.
So then you're like, holy. And you swipe up. And then there was another one where a fella's just like at the side of the car, got his gun in his hand. He's banging on the window. Old mate winds the window down and he's just about to put his hand up and boom, 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 just gets fucking shot. And I was just like, holy. And it kept going.
You sick jerk.
So he gets my algorithm.
So here's my question to you is we've posted a couple of things like
how's that get away?
You posted an injury of one of your Vanuatuans. He cut his leg open, and you posted that up and it got wiped after a couple of hours.
Yeah.
You put a C-bomb up online and same sort of thing. It gets wiped. How does that not?
I don't know. It must start for a bit until someone bloody...
But there's pages. If you go to those pages, there are actual pages
Yeah.
dedicated to people getting popped.
I got no idea.
I don't understand. Is it just what you can actually see? Like, is it the graphic, the blood side of it? Do you have to see blood? Is that what it is?
Must be, because who wants to see people die?
You, evidently.
Well, other than me.
I didn't want to see it. But that's what you was watching, so I got stuck looking at it. Yeah. Anyway, if you want to catch into those types of clip, hit him up on Tony Bloody Oldcock. All right, big fella, I'm out of here.
All right,
I gotta go.
yeah. Just once again, we'll back shout out to the Millet fam, Ben and and Nelly and that. Just sad to hear Ben go, and big shout out to Nelly and get behind their family, and hopefully, things get a bit better in the next coming months. We know, sadly, he'll be missed, and it's going to be
The world's a lesser place.
definitely a world's a lesser place, better place for us getting to meet him.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
he rubbed off us in the right way.
In the right way.
Wrong.
He nearly got that wrong. Well done. And tune in next week, folks. Thanks for listening. We appreciate it.
All right.
Talk
Cheers,
soon. Laters.
Toro.